Well, we've been asked by an arborist to run through some of the ways in which gCADPlus might be used to assist them in their work. Here's an example of a constructed wetland. Let me just turn on line weight. And what's been done here is that the arborist has assigned tree health colours to symbols that represent species, major trees in and around this wetland. Now, because it's a wetland, the base survey was done by a survey firm, and if I click on layers, you can see there are an awful lot of layers here. I might want to turn off, say, the elevation layer, and you'll see all the points indicating elevation disappear. I could turn off a text layer. There's quite a lot of text indicating paths and so on. But more importantly, I could turn off the layer. Let's pick one of these green symbols here, and over in the command area, see it's on a layer retain high, so it's of good value and we need it. Here's those species on retain low, a species that could be removed as in poor health. So we can ring the changes if we just wanted to see those trees that are in poor health. We would drop in here and turn off the high ones. They're the ones we're going to retain, and turn off the medium ones which are there, and we'll just be left with the red trees and red tree symbols. And over in the command area we can actually see the coordinates, X and Y coordinates of the location of that individual species. Let me turn them back on again. And I also want to illustrate that you can use the GIS tools in gCADPlus to also add value if you're working as an arborist. And if we have a look under gCADPlus and GIS, we can add a tag to an entity. So I could select that and pick this entity here. It's now been tagged. Notice we drop back into the command area, and then we could say gCADPlus GIS add data, and that's in fact the fourth entry that I've added. Let me expand this one out here, and you can see that a GIS enables you to do all sorts of queries on a data set. So let's imagine that that symbol that we just put in represented an eucalypt species called Eucalyptus baxteri, and that its condition was average. Once that sort of information has been added, we can run GIS queries, unselect all. So you could say gCADPlus GIS run a query, and the custom field was, we added Eucalyptus baxteri, e.baxteri, and the custom field 2 could be those whose condition is good. So type that in and we'll say OK. Now can you see from the data set, which could be huge, we've just isolated the only sample of Eucalyptus baxteri that's in good condition. So we'll go OK, and then if we say GIS show tagged entities that meet that criteria, and there it is there. So can you see? But can you see that when done carefully, you can run queries. You could say show all the Eucalyptus fasciculosa and Eucalyptus baxteri that are in poor health, and those sorts of queries are typical of those used by GIS. Let me swing to another application. An arborist, of course, wants to work with trees. Here's a site, quite a large site. The magenta lines indicate a building, and these symbols out here show accurately located trees on the site with a tree with a root exclusion zone there. So each one of these brownish areas represents an exclusion zone. Notice that here the building impinges into the root zone of that species. So this sort of thing is used when a An arborist is asked for an opinion. They want to give an opinion about perhaps where future development might go. It might be a driveway, and there's an obvious route for a driveway coming in to the carport, and there are no trees or the root zones from those trees impinging on it. Whereas the neighbour's tree here, a gum, is in fact impinging on that carport area and might well be causing some problems with the underlying foundations. And you see that an arborist, the gCADPlus is a potentially very useful tool for an arborist.